Yo, growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. His Pokemon YouTube channel grew to 500,000 subscribers in just 2 years, Pat Flynn.
Hey, so I just interviewed Lewis House this past Wednesday. If you haven't heard that episode, you should definitely listen to it. It was amazing. Lewis is a good friend of mine, and his growth and his maturity has led himself to some incredible work with his podcast and his brand new book. But speaking of book, and this is a different topic, but I needed to get on here to share this with you because this is my favorite thing that happens, right? My favorite thing is to not just hear from an audience member or a fan, it's to see the results that a fan has had after implementing something that I've taught. It is my absolute favorite thing here on SPI because it reminds me that this work matters and that this stuff actually works. And the best thing is I can share that story and hopefully motivate some of you to take action if you're not already taking action, or perhaps take the right action if you're taking the wrong action. Get back on course. Anyway, hopefully you can hear in the tone of my voice just how excited I am. This just came in via Twitter, in fact, and shout out to Kepi in Australia for this because she sent me a series of tweets. Actually, the way it started was she got 2 emails from me. So we had just sent a newsletter email out, the Unstuck newsletter. If you haven't gotten that, you should. smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck. Anyway, she sent me a message saying, hey, she got both of my emails. And by both, I mean the split test. She saw both headlines that were being split tested for the same email. So she was very curious. And I love that she was curious about that because she's subscribed via 2 emails. I never asked her why, but she did catch both headlines or both subject lines for this email that was sent out. And she was just curious about that. And the way that works is through ConvertKit. ConvertKit allows us to split test a subject line, and ConvertKit will send to 15% of our list, one subject line to half of that, and the other subject line to the other half of that 15%. I don't know why I can't do math right now. 7.5%. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, and that's within 4 hours. And what it's doing is it's gauging which subject line gets more opens, or if they're the same opens, which one gets more clicks or click-through rates inside of the links in there. Anyway, the results of this particular experiment were pretty negligible. Like they didn't really differ much, but this opened up a conversation between myself and Kepi that went from split testing and her catching our split test. We always split test the Unstuck newsletter because that's not we do have it come out once a week on the same day, but it's okay that it takes 4 hours for, 85% or the rest of the list to get that after we see a winning subject line. Anyway, it moved from split test to her just saying, and I'm going to read her tweets here. She said, "Thanks, Pat, you're a legend. Please hear that in my Australian accent. I'm not going to pretend like I know how to do an Australian accent or even attempt to do that because it could potentially sound very offensive, and I'm not good at it. I'm not good at impressions. You can ask my son instead, who I don't know how or where he got it. He just knows how to do impressions, and an Australian accent is one of them." Anyway, she said, "Hey, Pat, you're a legend. Also, I'm working through Superfans, and it is, one, blowing my mind, and two suggestions of yours literally grew my Patreon business by 200% last week. So thank you." So she implemented something from Superfans the week prior and saw a 200% increase in her conversions. And so I was like, what? Like, I'm curious now. What is it? And she said, okay, first thing I did was I sent some holiday voice messages to some of my most active Patreon members. Not salesy, just simple kindness and appreciation that they were such nice people to have in the community. It took 15 minutes. This is what I talk about when I talk about what I like to call the what's up in the book Superfans. Just a small outreach, doesn't have to be huge, no salesy. Just let them know that you know that they're there. That's exactly what she did. I love that she did this around the holidays too. And she said, "My business partner and I were umming and ahhing about our Patreon community, to be honest. It hasn't grown at all in a year. We were considering what to do, with an option being to shut it down until we figured out how to scale it. But while reading Superfans, I realized that these people are my Superfans. These are the people I have a direct communication with or direct contact with, who will answer any question I ask of them and will most directly tell me what would be best to help and serve them. So instead of shutting it down, we realized that lots of those people wanted more direct access to us. So we actually opened up a new tier, much more high ticket, capped at 10. And what do you know? 9 spots filled in the first week and 3x'd our business there. And maybe unsurprisingly, all the people I had sent holiday messages to signed up. Boom. I absolutely love that story because it doesn't take much to have a person on the other end of the internet realize that there is somebody there who cares for them, that thinks about them and is hoping to help them in one way or another. And when it comes to options like you listening right now, would you rather work with somebody, or better yet, pay somebody for help if you knew that they knew you existed, or if you knew that you were just potentially a credit card number to them, right? So this is the power of Superfans. And my favorite thing about this is not just the fans like Kepi who took action, but the fact that this book was written in 2018, published in 2019, and it still continues to serve people today. I love it. I love it so much. Because when I wrote this book, I wrote it with this in mind. Regardless of technology, regardless of environment, what will always remain true? And that is the human connection. And that's where Superfans are built. Through a connection, not through a funnel, not by an advertisement or advertisement, as some might say. I don't know why I went there. But through real human connection. And what I teach inside of Superfans, I've seen work in real time with the people who have read this book. Thank you, Kepi. And I'm seeing it work in real time with what I'm doing in a brand new sector, a brand new niche that I've never, I didn't even know anything about it prior to 2022. And as I often do here on these Friday episodes, I do love to give you an update on that case study. It's sort of like, if you've been with me for a very long time, you'll know that back in 2010, I'm talking 13 years ago, I started this thing called the Niche Site Duel, where I built a website publicly and showed people kind of the case study, what went well, what didn't go well, and eventually in 73 days, I got it to number 1 in Google. It started generating hundreds and then thousands of dollars through advertisements on that website, and eventually I sold that in 2020. And that case study helped so many people because it not just showed like that it could be done, but it also was the step-by-step on how to do it. Well, I wrote the book on step-by-step how to create a community, and that book is called Superfans, and I hope that you'll check it out. If you go to patflynn.com/superfans, you can find it there, or of course, just check it out on Amazon. That would mean a lot because, like I said, this book continues to help and serve people today. And it's just so serendipitous that I had written it at the time that I did because I knew that this is where things were headed. I knew things were headed to a point where things were going to get so wild and crazy with tech, or, and now we're like, I didn't predict that AI would be to where it is today. I didn't even mention the words AI or machine learning in this book, but here we are. And what's going to help you stand out from the crowd? The human connection, empathy with your audience, helping them in a way that a robot never could. Understanding, asking questions, listening, all these things. So anyway, I'm very proud of this book. It's some of my best work, and it will continue to serve. And so if you already have it, I would love it if you would share it too. And if you're building a community, awesome. But the case study, the new niche site tool, to circle back around, Circle being the key word there, because I love Circle. Circle is the platform we use for SPI Pro and our communities inside of SPI. Inside of SPI, we've pivoted as well. Our business is community now. So passionate about this. The new case study is the Pokemon channel. And as many of you know, I've been following the book to a T. Everything from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of it. And I'm even putting on an event this year. In a few months in Anaheim, California. Currently, it is mid-January at the time that I record this. We've already sold over 500 tickets to this event. That's more attendees than FlynnCon, by the way, in a brand new space. But we're shooting for 1,500 to 2,000. And the videos that we're coming out with are popping on YouTube. One video that we published the other day was the number 3 video trending in all of YouTube. All of YouTube. Billions of hours or minutes, probably minutes, of content get published every day on YouTube, or consumed at least. And our video is top 3. And in the same weekend, we had just crossed 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. And there's a case for the YouTube course, Smart from Scratch, which you can get access to. I don't just want to tell you what to do. I want to show you. I want to lead by example like I always have. But it seems like the way that I'm leading now is definitely bigger than it's ever been. And hopefully you can follow along. And whether it's a big thing like starting a brand new YouTube channel or creating an event or writing a book, which I'm writing my next one as we speak, or something small like what Kepi did, which was, hey, I'm going to reach out to people who are in our community and just give them a little bit of love. And that goes a long way too. Anyway, thank you so much for today. I appreciate you. And I look forward to serving you in the next episode. I'm going to go to bed now. I love y'all. Take care. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at smartpassiveincome.com. I'm your host, Pat Flynn. Our senior producer is David Grabowski. Our series producer is Paul Gregoris. And our executive producer is Matt Gartland. Sound editing by Duncan Brown. The Smart Passive Income Podcast is a production of SPI Media. We'll catch you in the next session. I get it. You want to grow your business, but selling at scale feels overwhelming. You're drowning in complicated funnels, creating different lead magnets, or constantly posting on social media. And that gets exhausting fast, especially when you're trying to sell to hundreds or thousands of people. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? A score app quiz or assessment asks your audience key questions and gives them instant personalized results based on their answers. Your audience gets to know where they are now and shows them the steps they need to hit their goals. You can set up a quiz in minutes using Score App's templates and have a powerful lead magnet that'll do the selling for you. The best part is your audience actually wants to take this quiz, and you build huge amounts of trust before you even make a single offer. No hard sales, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. Just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI.
Have you dreamt about being your own boss, but still haven't made the first steps to making that dream a reality? Well, I get that. Starting a business can feel super overwhelming with legal forms, paperwork, finances. It's a lot. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Taylor Brands. Taylor is a complete business builder designed to make launching your business simple and stress-free. You can register your LLC in just minutes, keeping your personal assets and the business assets separate from day one. From there, you get access to everything you need to get off the ground. Legal documents, licenses and permits, invoicing and bookkeeping tools, and even a 100-day business coaching program, all designed to help you hit the ground running. You'll also get a free, personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, listeners of this show get an exclusive 35% discount to get started. All you have to do is head to taylorbrands.com/SPI. That's TAILORBRANDS.com/SPI. Stop dreaming, start building with Taylor Brands.